Hey, so I've gotten a bit deeper into endgame and I've done some changes and big improvements to the build. The first thing you see is I entirely dropped Reap. Although Reap does have some solid DPS numbers, I'm really not enjoying the playstyle of it. Losing blood charges is way too easy on single target, and the incredibly small AoE requires you to use spell cascade. And even then the dead zone on it leaves a lot of stragglers. So what I've done is I'm just using Exsanguinate with chain support for the clear, and you can see how beautiful it maps compared to Reap. There just is no comparison. Since dropping Reap gives me a bunch of extra gem slots, I'm now also using Corrupting Fever to help out with a bit of extra ramping damage. But overall I've been really enjoying this character. I am only at the Viking level 6, but it's been breezing through everything really nicely. It's kinda incredible how tanky I am because of Petrified Blood and Mind Over Matter. It's been pretty much impossible to get one shot, so leveling has been super smooth. The only real problems I've had is no regen maps, since once my mana is empty, I lose a huge part of my effective life pool. Other than that, it's been a really chill mapping experience. Though you can see the single target is pretty meh. It should be around 2 million when perfectly ramped up, but it does go a lot lower against mobs with high physical damage reduction or endurance charges, because sadly there really is no way to remove those defenses from mobs. And I also feel like I've kinda hit a soft cap of how much more I can scale the damage. The next upgrades for this character would be quite pricey, unless I go for a completely different way of scaling the damage. You can see the single target down this Sirus last phase. After the fight I will go over the character super quick.
I must have time to gather my will. Feel the thrill of
Okay, so this is my character, which is level 92 Hierophant. So the reason why I went Hierophant is because I wanted to play a low life character, and I also wanted to play Mind Over Matter. So this is like the only option really. That does synergize really well with physical dots spells, because Arcane Surge is really powerful. I get some spell leech, and ailment immunity is really awesome. And these 2 points are just some really nice defenses. The passive tree has not changed too much. The big changes I've done is, or improvements I've done is, I completed my cluster setup. So for the large cluster really doesn't matter, I just got Exploit Weakness and Furious Assault, some Chaos Resist. And the mediums is Physical Dot Multi. So these small passive points are really good, so it really doesn't matter that you get to add 6 passive skills. And what you're looking for is Rend and Blood Artist mainly. Those are the biggest DPS increases. And for the small clusters I just went with Life and Fresh with Death. Fresh with Death is really awesome to keep you really healthy while mapping. Other than that, it's pretty much the same as before. I got a Watcher's Eye here for extra 10% damage taken from mana per full life. So now with the clarity up, I'm at 50% damage taken to mana. So my effective life pool is really huge, combined with Petrified Blood. For the gear, I've done some really nice upgrades. So I've got a 6-link Cloak of the Defiance. And here I have my Exsanguinate. And on single target I just do a really quick swap with Swift Deflection. I also got a Cold Iron Point this is pretty much impossible to beat. You need a seriously good one-hander. And the Prism Guardian, of course, with the Pride, Petrified Blood inside. So with these points, you pretty much perfectly reserve 50%, almost perfectly, 50% of your life to go low life, to proc Pain Attunement. And also have Clarity in here, just because it fitted in nicely. The other auras I have is Herald of Purity and Vitality. So regen is really powerful for this build, since I'm half-life, so you could think of as 1% regen as 2% regen, since your life pool is only half. Same thing with Vitality, so it helps a lot for sustain. 400 HP right now, so that's almost 20% of my life regen every second, which is incredible. And the rest of my gear, pretty much everything else is just life, resists, mana regen, mana. Nothing too special. This amulet is really nice, mainly for fill out decks, and also Vanquisher. This is the best anointment you can ever get. It makes mapping way better. It doesn't do much on single target sadly, but yeah, this is a must-have. And also the gloves are really special. In here I have my Corrupting Fever, and you can use an Essence of Delirium to give the Socketed Gems deal 30% more damage over time, which is a big upgrade to the gem. For length like this, it does cost a lot of life, so you can see it drains a lot of life. So you pretty much need a quick instant recovery flask, so you can pop it and heal back to full instantly with no risk. And speaking of flasks, I have phasing, really important to not get stuck on the mobs. Quicksilver with remove curses, granite with remove bleeding, and a basalt with increased armor. I don't really need a mana flask with this amount of regen, so. And these flasks combined, I get a huge amount of defenses, which keeps me super tanky while mapping. So yeah, that's the build. If you have any suggestions, let me know, and I'll see you later. Bye.